Oh my God, the light.
Hello. Hello, everybody. How are
Hey
we doing?
guys.
How's everybody doing? This is super exciting. I'm so excited to start our first month's book, To Bleed a Crystal Bloom.
Oh, you have it.
I do. Jess got me a copy for my birthday.
Oh, that was sweet.
Yeah.
So has Jess read it already?
Yeah, she's the one who recommended it to me.
Okay, what was her rating?
Uh,
Like a 4 or above?
Either, yeah, a 4 or a 5. I'm not sure which.
All
But I
right.
know she recommends it a lot. And I think she's read the first 2.
Okay.
And so I'm really excited for this. I need more Rapunzel in my life. So I'm hoping this brings like the Rapunzel. And have
Vibes?
you seen the fan art for this?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I've seen some fan art for it, and it looks very steamy. It makes me very excited.
Oh.
Well, and I think
Sorry.
it's actually fairly tame, at least in the first book. Just a heads up, at least from I know it was like lower on the spice scale when Jess was doing her tier ranking.
Okay.
She's done, I think, at least one where she tier ranks on spice scale, fantasy romance.
Yeah.
She might have done this multiple times. I can't remember, but it was on one of them at least, and it was like on one of the lower spice ones.
Okay. Well, I remember from like the synopsis, like the guy is very much.
This
Well,
was
if
the
it's
fan
a
art
lover,
that I
that's
saw,
fine.
and I was like, "That looks."
Well, damn, girl. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
So I was like, "Okay, there has to be some spice in it."
Yeah.
I bet you. I'm hoping I'm hoping and gathering it's like a slow burn, like we'll get there kind of thing. I think it's a trilogy or going to be a trilogy. So
I think so too. I think that's what I think only the first 2 books are out though. I think. I think the third one's coming. We should put some of the art in the chit chat.
Yeah.
So I
yes,
can
and I
look at
also
it.
forgot to like break up. Let me look at the chapters so that everyone can check out our Discord and go and chat down there about when it comes to spoilers. So there's 40 there's I'm trying like not to spoil myself. 48 chapters. So I think I'm gonna do this. Well, let's just do it by tens. So I'm gonna split up during the first sprint. I'm gonna split up chapters like 1 through 10, 11 through 20, so on and so forth on the Discord for spoilers, so that everyone can chat on there. And then just in the actual group, just make sure that you use the spoiler double bars.
Cool.
And we'll just do that. I just haven't added them yet because I'm behind.
Do you want me to do that, Hannah? I'll do it. Yeah.
I swear, vacation, like 1 week of vacation throws off my world by like 3 months.
I feel like that's everybody.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to come back. You need to just like getting back into the groove is so hard.
Yeah, and then like no matter how much you do in advance, it's not enough.
Yeah.
It's just not. So yeah. Okay, so we will do any spoiler bits in there. We're gonna just talk general feelings, what vibes we like, if we like certain characters, things like that, things that are just not super spoilery, anything like that, because we're all, I'm sure, gonna read at different paces and whatnot. And then if anyone wants to, we'll have just like the regular book discussion, and y'all can put the fan art in there. Because I want to see all the fan art you find, and I'm probably going to be looking at it because I got the audiobook, so I'm probably going to be like looking at the fan art while I listen. So
did you like test out the audio, Hannah? Like as far as like, do you know who the narrator is? Did they sound like a good narrator?
No.
Oh. I'm so spoiled now with the making.
I did not.
Okay.
I'm hoping it's good. I'm not a picky audiobook person. Like I've only experienced a couple that I was just no. That I
Yeah.
Hello, Kim. Hello. Oh, hello, Vita. And hello back. Hey, Kristen. Good. Me too. I am still on Temptation too. I'm going slow. Hey, August. Hello, hello. Hello. I'm glad you guys all could make it. Oh, nice. I did not, but with KU, you get it for like $7 or something like that. So, are either of you guys doing the audiobooks?
No, I was just reading it.
Okay.
Same.
Is there a single narrator?
Huh?
Is it a single narrator or is it in duet?
I don't know.
I think it might be single. Oh my god! What
The amount of research I put into books before I buy them on audio is apparently embarrassing. I just because like I was thinking that I would be because I've been doing a lot of crafting lately and I'm working on that book for my mom.
Yeah.
But you know what? I think this is a good sign because I'm just like, no, I'm gonna sit in my living room in a blanket and read the book. And I haven't wanted to do that in weeks because I've been so slumpy.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's slumpy or just, sometimes you're just into other things and you just read less and it's the same with all hobbies,
Mm-hmm.
But I've also been having really bad luck with books. And so
that doesn't help.
It does. Yeah, it definitely does not help. So I'm kind of excited to curl up and not be productive because I've been on like a productivity thing.
Well, speaking of like kind of like not having good luck, I read in a couple comments of like some reviews, tons of people say like the first 10 chapters, you're going to want to DNF. Like,
oh, great.
You're gonna feel claustrophobic, but it's meant to kind of be there to kind of give you an idea of what her life is like because she's stuck in this place with a man that wants nothing to do with her. So I think we just have to keep that in mind that we might be kind of like, dude, I can't get through this, whatever. We need to kind of chug through it.
And I think that'll be okay.
And then it's supposed to take off after that. So it's supposed to be amazing after that. So just so people are aware. It's intentional.
Kristen said it is a dual narrator for the audiobook.
Oh, nice.
Ooh. That piques my interest.
I'm ready to feel claustrophobic. I don't know.
Sometimes I actually like just a single narrator.
What'd you say, Hannah?
Sometimes I like a single narrator if it's like some girls can really do a good male voice, and I feel like some males are just they like overpower the audiobook with their boom. Just depending. Especially I feel like I don't know. Who is it? The Bridgerton audio book narrator. I like her and I feel like she can do a good male voice. There's a lot that can do good male voices, but it's less jarring. Because I've like once in a while, like that's the issue with The Bow Before the Elf Queen. Y'all, you did not just watch me.
Oh, I do the same thing. I'm not nice to my books.
I crack my spines and I crack them repeatedly.
You're like, I'm gonna be comfy when I'm reading this.
Use it and abuse it, baby.
Okay, so 4.
Oh wow.
Okay, a quartet.
I'm curious how they're gonna do that with like a Rapunzel retelling. Like how they're gonna expand that out. I'm curious. I love it when they like interject other princesses or other fairy tales in, so that'd be
I don't know if it's that much of a retelling or if it's just kind of like how like ACOTAR, they say like, oh, ACOTAR is the Beauty and the Beast retelling, but really that's like the first book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be cool though, but I don't from what I know, it's not like a Disney forward kind of thing.
Yeah, I didn't think it was like Disney necessarily. I think they said loosely inspired off of.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll be behind on reading because I'm making dinner late, so excited for this buddy read. I've never read a Rapunzel retelling. The only one I've read was Book of Gothel, and that's a historical fantasy, and it's very slow paced, very, very similar to if you've ever read The Bear and the Nightingale. And I really loved it. It's kind of You have to be someone that really likes like a slow-paced, character-driven book sometimes, and know that's what you're going into. But if you're ready for that, it's amazing, and it's actually super autumnal. Like there's a like it takes place in the Black Forest in Germany, and it is a lot of talking about like spiced mulled wines and apple strudel and these like wintry vegetable gardens where they're like, you know, the first frost is hit and like things like that. It's just the autumnal vibes are amazing. So if you're into that, you should check that one out if you want another Rapunzel retelling. But that one's actually technically a Dame Gothel. It's actually about Dame Gothel, not about Rapunzel. Listening and diamond painting. Awesome.
I've been seeing those everywhere lately, and I really want to try one. They look so fun.
I've heard they're addictive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's the kind of thing that I feel like I couldn't do like in the main living area. I'd have to do it in my room by myself, in my craft room.
Oh, because worried about like the kiddos?
Yeah, and the cats.
Yeah, I feel like I have those pieces.
Definitely the cats.
Yeah, we've tried puzzles out here, and we had to stop doing the puzzles. We never finished one because the cats and the kids.
Oh
my gosh, did I say August? I'm so sorry, Autumn. I am so sorry. I know your name is Autumn. I think maybe because it's August. I don't know. I've had a day. Let's just
I feel you.
Ready to feel claustrophobic? I hope it's
You're insane, Nikki.
I guess it depends on how it is. If it's really like character development, like getting to know the character and just concentrating on like low plot, like I'm totally fine with that. If it's claustrophobic, like how sometimes in what is it from Blood and Ash, you're kind of like stuck in Poppy's view and you kind of like feel like you're not actually getting a real glimpse of reality of the situation, that I might get annoyed. So it's
I think it's like you're just going to be stuck in one scene. So I think you're not going to get a ton of world building. You're like just going to be in the castle. So there's not going to be a lot changing around you, I think.
I'm usually fine with that. Hello. If you train the spine, they won't break.
Yeah. I think she's talking about like you just take little pieces at a time and you bend it. You should do it like flat on the table, but if you just take like little pieces at a time and make it flat and then a couple more pieces, bend it, couple more, it stretches it so it won't crack. So you can still have like a really pretty
gosh.
But it'll be floppy. Yeah, you just take little bits at a time and then just put it flat, press it on the table.
Mind blown.
Yeah, literally. I feel like I order a lot of like indie author books off of Amazon, like Fear the Flames I ordered, and like some of Carissa Broadbent's books, and they have a very stiff spine. So anytime I read them, I always end up like the spine does not look pretty afterwards. I need to do that.
Yeah, try it. Try it on your next book. I like the first time I saw it, I was like, there's no way. This doesn't work. But it totally does. It's weird, but it's worth it. It takes a couple minutes, but it's worth it.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm just like, I've never heard of this. Is that the narrator or is that one of the characters?
I'm not sure.
Oh, for the audiobooks of the narrator. Well, there you go. It's amazing. Hey, April.
April.
Lisa James has a Rapunzel retelling. Oh, yeah. That one is actually like the prettiest cover in that series.
I don't have any of that series, but I want it so bad. I love fairy tale retellings, and then mix it with historical romance. Heck yeah, man. But also fantasy romance. I'll just take any. I'll take fairy tale retellings, okay?
Yeah. I hope this one's steamy. Novella.
Okay.
Like you read a one recently?
Yeah, we
Tell us
need
what it's
names, Patricia. Come on.
Yes.
Oh, nice. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oops. I don't have that kind of what's that called? Responsibility? No. Discipline to remember to cover it every time. Oh, okay. So maybe more of the character development and just like less plot in the beginning, which is totally like I feel like that happens a lot with me. So yay.
Aw, thanks.
Yes. Is it a
I
dress?
never wear dresses. As I just like
Pretty.
flash like my bras at you. We're
What?
getting steamy, guys.
It matches the where'd it go? There we go.
The room.
Yeah. Because
Oh,
apparently it's autumn. See, I know.
woo.
Let's see. I don't know how to get rid of like those the edge parts.
If you hit full screen to
When
the
I do that
right,
though, I can't get back for some reason with my I haven't had this issue before, but I don't know what if my computer is in like a bad mood or something with me, but it's just I can't get like right now all I can see is my life at screen and I can't get back. Is it full screen now?
Mm-mm.
well, no, we can still see the border.
Okay. Well, it made it so like I couldn't get back to see you guys, which is the weirdest thing. I don't know. I don't know why. Oh, okay. Awesome, Patricia. Thank you. Always looking for more. Rapunzel retellings. So, okay, let's go ahead and get our first sprint started. And I'm going to eat my dinner too. And we will meet you guys back here in 30 minutes. And feel free to chat up on the Hideaway Discord. The link's down below if you are not already a member of the Discord. It's free. It's just community and where you can chat. And there's all kinds of different threads and stuff. But one of them you'll see on there is under the Spelled by Romance section. And you will see To Bleed a Crystal Bloom on there. So, and then the instructions should all be on there too. So if they're not, I'll put them on there because my brain is scattered. Okay, we will see you guys back here in 30 minutes. Okay. How are you guys liking it?
I really like the writing style.
Mhm.
I was a little disoriented in the first, or like the prologue, because you're thrown right into the action with a lot of characters and creatures that we have like no idea about. So at first I was like, okay, what's happening? I'm almost done with chapter 1, so I didn't get too far, but once we switched into like her perspective 19 years later, I felt like I had my bearings a little bit more.
Yeah, I just finished chapter 1.
I think I'm probably similar to you, Tori. Like space-wise, I haven't finished chapter 1 yet, but I feel like for me, the prologue is where like I was living my best life. All the gore, all the monsters, like that was so cool. The atmosphere, her writing she's solid. Like you can tell, like she knows what she's doing, man. But I was here for the monsters and all the decapitated bodies.
Oh, I liked it. I liked the gore. I definitely liked the monsters as well. It just took me a second. Like I was reading really slowly because I was like, okay, what's going on? But no, I did like it.
Yeah. She has the type of writing too where like I feel like especially with the prologue, like you hang on every word. Like she chose every word so cleverly. Like the atmosphere I felt was built really, really well. I love to okay, it's not like a spoiler, so can I say it, Hannah?
I think so. It's just the first chapter.
Yeah. Okay. Like when like that like subtle little mentioning that the hand was too small or that the arm was too small, I was like, oh. So she got me in the feelers right away. I thought it was great. I'm excited.
Yeah.
And I definitely got the Rapunzel vibes in chapter 1 too. Like it felt like very Disney Rapunzel with like you can tell she loves the color and the painting and the rocks.
Yes, exactly. I was like, oh, she like really went for.
Yeah. I liked that juxtaposition with like the prologue being so dark. It almost felt a lot like Geralt. Like especially like if you've ever watched the Netflix show, the first scene I think in The Witcher for season 1 episode 1, he's like fighting the monster in the bog. That was sort of the vibe I was getting. And I'm down for a hero that feels like Geralt.
I agree. I thought it felt a little bit witchery, which was really funny. And then I liked how, I don't know, this is very particular, but I liked how when we switched to her perspective, she talked about how all of her furniture is curved to fit her like curved room. And I was like, okay, detail queen, go on.
Oh. So what did you think, Hannah?
I'm really liking the atmosphere and how it's very like it is feeling very like high fantasy and like fairy tale fantasy-esque. It's also feeling like cold. And also I'm liking it's a little bit grungy, like some of the reveals about the character and like her habits in the first chapter. Like so I'm feeling a little bit like no one in this story is going to be like a good guy kind of thing. Like everyone has their vices and their like kind of like dark sides. And so that really like that, I'm really into that too. So I don't know, I'm really liking it. This picture,
oh my god,
I love that one.
that's on her Instagram. This is the full one. That's like a close-up of it. This is the full with her in the mirror.
Stunning.
That's gorgeous.
It's giving me, and I love the ears because I'm like the details about the ears I thought were really interesting. And well, it's on the picture. You can kind of see like the thorns on the ears.
Yeah.
But it's giving me a lot of kind of like Guild vibes too.
I can see that.
I haven't read Guild. Is Guild technically a romance, or is that the book that everybody was expecting romance and then it wasn't?
Well, the first book's not really. It doesn't really start until the second book.
Yeah,
but it does have romance in it.
Yeah,
it's fantasy romance. Yeah.
Okay.
I've not read the fourth book. I need to read the fourth one.
That one's the King Midas like retelling.
Yes.
Yeah, and I haven't read a King Midas one. Should I read it, Tori?
I love that's like one of my favorite fantasy romance series.
Hannah.
Would Tori say no? Tori, no.
Immediately come in.
So I DNF'd it at 50% the first book.
Oh no.
Oh well, yeah, the first book. Yeah, that's no, you gotta push through.
The first book was
Jess
hard
DNF'd it
because-
the first time too, and then she ended up going back rereading, and then it's one of her favorite series now.
Yeah, it's a series that I want to go back to reread because after everyone telling me like the first book is all set up and then it really starts to get into the romance in the second one, I got to 50% and I was like, why has actually nothing happened yet? Like, I don't know if I can do this. But everyone says it's really good as it goes on, so.
Yes. Yes.
So that's very mixed reviews, Maggie, for both of us.
Maybe I just have to try and go in. The way Hannah's like looking at me though, I feel like it's like, Maggie, shut up and read it.
Yeah, just read it.
I
Okay.
need to read. This is like making me want to read. I need to read the fourth one, but I'm trying to wait until closer to the fifth one coming out. But don't want to wait too long because I read
Damn,
the
it's
third one in
long.
December. Huh?
It's long. I didn't realize it would be that
The final
long.
book, yeah, it comes out in December, the fifth book.
Wow.
So, yeah, I was trying to wait, but I think I need to get to it now so that I don't wait. I've already kind of waited. I feel like a little bit too long, but I was trying to hit like the halfway mark between reading the third and the fifth, like in the time period. Does that make sense? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
I do like Raven Kennedy has some really good series in general. I read her Heart Hassle series, which I thought was an absolute hoot. It's like one of the funniest and spiciest series I've ever read. It's about a Cupid who like she was like incorporeal. She like floats between different dimensions almost. She's like in the human world and she's getting so frustrated because she's like, I'm trying to make all these love matches and humans just don't know how to love. And then she goes to like the Fae dimension and she becomes corporeal. So she like has her body now. And she's like, I want to experience my first kiss. I want to experience like sex for the first time. And she's so hysterical. And it's a reverse harem series. So she meets these like 4 Fae males. And it's like one of the funniest fast-paced reads.
Why have I not
Wait.
read this?
Yeah, I haven't even. What's it called again, Tori?
It's called the Heart Hassle series.
I've seen it and thought of it. I was like, maybe I should read that.
It's fun. Like, it's just very lighthearted. You can't take it seriously, but the spice is like, once you get to the spice, which I think is in the second book, but the first book is very short. So that makes it easy to get through. I think it's like around 300 pages. So the first one's super short. It sets everything up. And then the second book, you get spice, and it's so good.
I love the
All
slow
right,
burn.
I am sold.
And so there's not a lot of authors that do White Shoe slow burn. Mary Mystery does it. If you ever try out The Pirate Witch, if you liked that that was a White Shoes where stuff doesn't really start getting off until the second book, you might like Trader Witch. That one's like pirate and like fantasy romance. There's different like creatures and like shifters and fae, and the main character is a witch, but they're all pirates and it's fun.
I thought you said Pirate Witch at first. That other book that you and I both read. I'm like, no, that's not.
No,
That's first sentence.
Trader Witch.
Oh,
Where are
I'm excited about that one. We like literally just finished the Make Games, which is like literally how you just described, where it's like you can't take it seriously. It's just super funny. It's steamy. So I need another series. So
Yeah.
I think this is on the table.
You'll have to let me know how it goes if you try it.
Oh heck yeah, man. Oh, I'll check in with you.
let's see. Okay, cooking and cleaning. Still managed to read the prologue. It was intense. Yes, that prologue was Witcher vibes, and he was like beastly and like the beast.
Yeah, like what is he?
Yeah.
You know,
Norse energy. I agree.
Also, what is our who is our Rapunzel girly? What is her name? Like, how do you say it?
was that like Evelyn, or was that the mom?
I think that was the mom. Orlaith. Is that how you say her name?
Hold on. Orlaith.
Orlaith. Okay.
Or is Orlaith the place?
I thought Orlaith was the place at first because when you get to chapter 1, it says 19 years later, Orlaith. And I was like, oh, okay, are we in a different place? But then I think someone calls her by that
Yeah, Baze. Baze calls
Days,
her
yeah.
that.
Okay.
Yes, he says Orlaith. Okay.
That's a different name.
Yeah.
Orlaith.
Oh, everyone's liking it so far. Cool, cool. Yeah.
It seemed like there was kind of a prophecy thing going on
Mhm.
because
Yeah.
in the prologue, there were those 2 lines that the guy was like, now it's
Mhm.
starting to make too much sense. Like I said, I would take care of her, but I have to go back on my word type thing. It seemed like there's some kind of prophecy tied in here. That made me really excited.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. When I read that, I'm like, ooh, what's that mean? And then my brain was trying to like figure it out already, but there's no way in heck we could know anything.
From what I know about the series is like you even like farther in you still don't have all the answers that you want apparently. Like it takes a
Okay.
while and you're like it makes you question a lot of things and like there's a lot
I
of
like that. Make you work as a reader.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Awesome. Yeah, for sure.
I could see the Viking side too. 1,000,000%.
Yeah. Oh no, you're good.
Okay.
Oh, nice. The Raven Kennedy one, right? That one is
No, Guild. I think she means GILD. The
the Raven Kennedy one.
oh wait, that is Raven Kennedy?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Then yes.
There's just another one I think called Geld too. I'm just saying I think there's 2 books called Geld. There's another one.
By a different author, you're saying?
Yes.
Gotcha.
The Raven Kennedy one's like the Guild, Gleam, Glow.
Yes.
Yeah, the Plated Prisoner series.
The Plated
Okay.
Prisoner, yeah. There's just I don't know if it's the same name or if it's just like a similar cover, but I remember there's like one that has a similar cover that always confused me. Oh, it's called Gilded.
Hmm.
And it's got like a cage on it too. And that one
Oh,
always
yeah, I've seen that.
yeah, but it's not that one. That one's
I think that one's young adult.
this one's
Yeah.
this one. But they both have like golden cages on the cover, and one's called Gilded and one's called Gilded, and I feel like they came out at like similar times too. You should.
We can read it together, guys.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll do like a buddy read, man. Well, we should put a
Yeah.
buddy read on the Discord.
Do you know when you're if you're doing the next May Games thing?
Probably not till at least September. What are you thinking, like a read along one?
Yeah, I didn't know if you were gonna do one or not.
Oh yeah, it sounds like based off of the poll, it sounds like people want to do
Okay.
the live show version. So I think,
Well.
but that's gonna have to be after the readathon, man.
I need to read Guild. It's good. Yes. I think I have the whole series on Kindle and I bought Cell, but I haven't started yet. It's good, but like Tori DNF'd it because it is, and I know a lot of people DNF it when they first started because it's just really, really slow and the romance doesn't start until like the end of book 2. So
Oh, the end of book 2.
well, you meet the like person at the end of book 1, but like you don't get
Are
any
they
like
flirting at all?
well, there's some of that, yeah. Like things
Okay.
build up some, but it's also enemies to lovers.
Okay.
So yeah. So you have to be just like ready for like the long haul. But luckily, like I knew that going into it. Like I was like prepared by a lot of people basically saying like nothing happens in the first book. at all. So I was kind of like ready for that, which was, I think, better. Reading the Ballad of Never After, 25% done so far. Getting ready for the third book coming out. Oh, yeah.
It's good. I will say that. It sucks you in right away.
I need to try that series. Have you read that, Tori?
Yes, it's so good. It's very like every chapter is a cliffhanger. I read it, I think, in a day because I didn't want to put it down. And it ends with a massive cliffhanger too.
I loved the Caraval series, so
same vibe.
I'm really interested. It's in the same world, right?
Mm-hmm. It follows Jax. So it follows someone that you've met in the Caraval series.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a glossary at the beginning of the book.
Tell you how to pronounce her name. I can't imagine it'd be pronounced any different though than
it doesn't have her name on here. It's more like names of places.
Okay.
And things.
Oh, like the creatures and stuff that we met?
Like her tower is called Stony Stem. And like the Bitten Bay. There's just like a bunch of like territories and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
Oh. That's awesome. Okay, sorry. Is anyone aiming to read a certain amount of chapters, pages a day? No. For me, it's going to be basically whatever happens. I'm reading 2 other books right now, and I am slumping. And I'm hoping this might help me. So it's just going to be dependent. I think everyone's just going to read at their own pace, but in the Discord, it's separated by chapters. So like you can kind of like be like checking out based on sections and stuff like that. So
I will say this though, I like want to keep reading tonight, and I still have stuff that I have to like work on tonight, but I want to just sit there and read.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm really very intrigued.
Oh,
cool! Is that the
Emily McIntyre?
That's the retelling, that like the mafia retelling, right? Oh, okay. So it's Rumpelstiltskin and it's YA. Okay. Small Favors. Oh, that's a Rumpel. I didn't know that. I had no idea. That makes sense because based on the premise, if you think about it. Okay.
Small Favors by Aaron Craig?
I'm guessing. Yeah, that's what I assumed.
Oh, I read that one. I did not get Rumpel vibes from it at all.
I thought it was like you can ask for like a favor for a. Isn't that it? Like you ask for a favor, but like there's like a
huge catch. Usually, like you have to give your
like
firstborn. Yeah, you have to give your firstborn, or there's like he's gonna spin something into gold, but maybe they took that part out, and she has to like sacrifice something huge. I've never read Small Favors.
Yeah, there wasn't. I mean, I guess it's like I thought that it was more like a deal with the devil type of thing but maybe I'm just not familiar with Rumpelstiltskin now that I think about it. But it was like he was this dark forest creepy creature entity thing, and she like made a deal with him. So I thought it was.
Oh, that sounds like Rumpelstiltskin.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that makes sense. It was good. I liked that book.
Yeah.
Awesome. I didn't know that. Yeah, the second glint, I think, is the second. Gild, glint, gleam, glow, gold. Yes, I really want to read that one this month too. I'm just like, I literally had like the longest TBR because I had so much stuff I was excited for, and book club books that I wanted to do, and read-alongs, and I'm like, this slump is just killing me.
Yeah, Fear the Flames was good. I just want to continue reading a lot of dragon books. After reading Fourth Wing, I was like, okay, give me the dragon. But this one's very different. It's a very different vibe than Fourth Wing. It's not like a military school or anything like that. The main character is bonded to 5 dragons, and it's really cool.
Oh wow.
For anyone who doesn't already know, Tori also has a fantasy romance book club. So if you check out her channel, it's linked down below in the description. You can check out. I'm sure your book club information is in all of your descriptions of your videos.
Yep.
Or you can also don't you have an Instagram for that?
I have an Instagram for Romantasy-a-thon because we do a fantasy romance readathon in February. But I post like updates about the book club and stuff on that Instagram as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's at Romantasy.
So are you doing it again this year?
Yeah. So it'll be last year we did it like the week of Valentine's Day. I haven't looked at when that falls for like next year, but yes, we will plan to do it in February.
That's awesome. And then Tori's book club is done on this different
Fable.
I had never used before.
Yeah.
Fable.
Yeah, it's on Fable, so it like automatically breaks out the book chapters for us. So if you're someone who hates getting spoiled for books, it automatically does that for you.
That's awesome. So if anyone wants more fantasy romance book clubbing, go check out Tori's stuff. My students just finished reading the Rumpelstiltskin fairy tale today. Oh wow, fun timing. Cupid, yeah, that book sounded really cool. Fear the Flame. Tori's book club with Fear the Flame is great so far. It's taking me longer without audio. Yeah, I've been like that recently too, but I think I need to like get back to my roots of like not reading with an audiobook, but just like to like get me not like multitasking as much while I'm reading. But I like keep doing it anyway. Hey, how are you doing?
Hi, Sarah.
Okay, sounds good. Oh, okay. Well, you can. Right now, we are reading it to Bleed a Crystal Bloom, but you obviously don't have to read that just to participate in the sprints and stuff like that with us. But that's what the 3 of us are reading right now. If you've not heard of that, it's this one right here, but it's on KU too. If you have KU. But if not, let us know what you decide. I'm off work, so ready to get into this. Awesome.
You'll like it, April.
Yeah, I hope so. Okay, are you guys ready to do another sprint?
Heck yes.
Do another 30-minute one.
Yep,
Yeah,
that sounds good.
Okay, sounds good. And let's see. How'd you guys do?
I got to chapter 4. I just started chapter 4.
Okay. Awesome.
I think I'm actually in the same spot.
Me too. I'm like 6 pages into chapter 4.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thoughts?
It's still good. It's obviously not as actiony, but it's still good getting ideas of who she is, what she's scared of, her fears. Finally seeing our guy kind of playing into it a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm curious about Kai.
Me too.
Yeah. Your eyes, Tori, like, yeah.
Who is Kai? Obviously, what's his name is a bit jealous.
Mm-hmm. But
they've never met him. I'm like, I thought that she lived like a very sheltered life, and like not knowing a lot about this book going into it, I thought that, how do you say his name? Riordan? I thought that, yeah, I thought that he would be like controlling everything about her life a bit more, but it seems like she does have some freedom to like do other things. So
yeah.
It's interesting.
I think he's not really like a Mother Gothel character. Like, she's kind of keeping herself locked up.
Yes.
Because I thought the same thing, where I was like, I figured he would have been more controlling. But I think he's just like, she's his ward, but she's just too terrified of the world after what happened that it's not that she really can't leave. She just is too scared to leave.
Yes. She kept talking about like a safety line or like a bubble of safety. And I was like, what is this? Is this literal? And then I was like, this doesn't seem very literal. This is just her like protecting herself. She's just scared.
Yeah.
That's what I've gathered.
Yeah.
I'm liking the characters, especially like her relationship with what's his name?
Baze.
Yeah, Baze.
Yeah. I like Baze. He seems fun. Like his personality.
I'm salty that we didn't get this alluded threesome that like Baze had.
Right?
I want to know what's happening in that other room.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm really liking it. I'm liking also just like the descriptions of everything. Like I feel like everything is like super descriptive and I can really visualize everything. And also it's really unique. Like what I'm visualizing is so different from so many fantasy, but like fantasy romance, but also at the same time it gives me these like classic fairy tale vibes, but in a unique way, like the black sand and like the black like obsidian coast and then like this dark forest and the way she's describing the foods, like the cinnamon butter or whatever it was, and like all that is just like so visual. And I feel like I'm like being really well immersed. Like I have not been in a little bit. Like I'm being like I'm put into the world, you know?
Yeah, I agree. I also feel like I like the way that she kind of describes her world in the sense of like you get that full description, but it doesn't feel like it's kind of like this fluffy, metaphorical, almost artsy style. Like what was that one book, For the Wolf by Hannah Witten?
I haven't read that yet. I want to, but I watched your thing about it and I was like, oh good.
Yeah, but a lot of people liked it, but like for me, it was the world building just felt very like almost more poetic. And so I just got bored after a while. When it's done too much like that, I'm just kind of like, just tell me like what it looks like and then let's continue on. So I feel like in this, like you get that description, but it's
not wordy.
It's hard to say. It just like it's done beautifully, but it's not heavy-handed. So you don't feel like burdened and like you're not really getting a true story. You're just, getting a picture. I feel like you get everything in it, which she does a good job.
Yeah, Hannah, you had said it feels like a little bit grungy and it has like some dark undertones to it. It feels very grimdark fantasy, which I really like.
Ooh, I have not heard that term.
Oh, you haven't?
No. You're talking about like Grimm's Fairy Tale Dark, right?
No, like Grimdark is a type of fantasy. Like Game of Thrones is like one of the most famous Grimdark fantasy series. Joe Abercrombie writes Grimdark.
Okay.
And I like him.
It's where there's like a tone that's a little bit like amoral, like violent. Like it just has some like dark undertones. So even though this does feel like a fairy tale, it feels a little bit like darker, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Right. Just like morally questionable characters. Like all the characters are more like different people have different definitions of what grimdark means, and like people get like super into debates about like, well, that's grimdark, no, that's not grimdark, no, that's grimdark. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like some people say George R. R. Martin's not actually grimdark. Some people say like Steven Erikson, who's like, I feel like a lot of people look at like one of the most famous grimdark authors, and then Steven Erikson's like, I'm not grimdark. So like it's kind of confusing, but
people get very into like subgenres of grimdark, but like my interpretation of it is just it's gonna have undertones of like morally gray, violence. It has those like darker themes. She's kind of like, I don't know,
less hope.
Yeah, less hope, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
I have a search term now.
Yeah. But if you're looking like, so another series that I feel like is kind of like a grimdark fantasy romance series is the Fortuna Sworn series.
I don't know that one.
I've not read that. It's KJ Sutton. There's 4 books out so far, and it's about a nightmare, and she, like, her brother's been missing for a long time, and one day the king of the Unseelie Fae shows up to her workplace and tells her that he knows where her brother is, and he will show her where her brother is if he marries her, or if she marries him. And so she marries him and goes to the Unseelie court, and it goes from there. It's a really, really interesting series. It's the things that happen though, like, oh my, I haven't continued on because like the way book 2 ended like crushed me. Like,
I want that.
Like it twisted my insides out and like was like, well, that's what my intestines look like. I don't think I can read the third book.
What's it called again?
Fortuna Sworn.
I like the cover. Hannah, I know you don't really, you like real people on the cover instead of art covers, but I like art covers, and it has.
I like art covers if there's people. For fantasy romance, if it's like that, where it's like, I would prefer an illustrated person over a not, like over something like this.
Yeah.
So
another
Book 4's cover is gorgeous.
Yeah. Another grimdark that I know has been popular recently is One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig. I use like,
oh, I've heard of that.
Grimdark is kind of like a soft term for that one because it doesn't get super, super dark, but the overall setting and tone of those books.
It's gothic kind of, right?
Mm-hmm.
Gothic vibes.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of any other darker fantasy romance that I think that Fortuna Sworn's the only one that I can think of that's like specifically like a dark fantasy romance. Yeah. Let us know in the comments if you guys can think of any other dark fantasy romances. Where were we in the comments? I'm like behind, I think. Oh wait, never mind. Here I am. Well, I guess I'm the only one listening to the audio, right? I'm liking it. I think the narrators are really good, and I'm liking both of them. I think they're doing a great job, so I'm enjoying it a lot.
What speed are you listening at?
1.7. I'm kind of slowed it. I've left it kind of slow for me.
Yeah. I don't think I can go like above 1.7. It starts to get too quick for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm usually at like 2 times speed or faster, depending. It depends on the book and the narrator, but especially at the beginning of anything that's fantasy, I usually start at 1.5 or 1.7 because of the world building in the beginning of anything that's fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll like speed it up if I want to later. Did it stop at some point, like halfway through or something?
I didn't notice.
Chapter 3. Awesome.
Mhm.
Almost done with chapter 4. Is it a long chapter? You're ahead of us. Oh, okay. Wait. Oh yeah, it's kind of a long. Where am I? I don't know what I'm doing. That was not chapter 4. The Shadows Between Us.
I've heard of that one. I was intrigued because I loved Trisha Levenseller. She wrote Daughter of the Pirate King. And so I was like,
I haven't read it.
I read that for our Once Upon a Readathon and I absolutely loved it. It's YA, and I know that you guys aren't like super big into YA, but I saw that she had The Shadows Between Us and I love her writing style. So I
Mhm.
have that on my want to read list.
Is that one YA? The Shadows Between Us?
It
Yeah, I
looks
think she's a
like
YA
it.
author.
Just okay.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, their ratings for Fortuna Sworn are so low. It's a 3.6 on Goodreads.
For
That's-
which book?
Fortuna Sworn.
Oh.
It's interesting. I mean, I know a lot of people that have given it 5 stars and 4 stars. I think I gave it 4 stars. It seems to be really popular in the fantasy romance community, but maybe like people that don't really read much romance didn't like it or something. I don't know. I was like trying to see if like if you liked this books were.
Mm.
One of them was To Bleed a Crystal Bloom. One of them is
On
Epic
brand.
Land, right?
Oh.
Oh my gosh, I just said that. I just said, and the other one was Savage Lands, and then I looked up, and it was Kim was like Savage Lands.
Is Savage Lands dystopian?
That's what I hear.
Yeah.
I hear it's like a dystopian fae romance, and that it's, I don't know, the way when I listened to Becca from Becca in the Books talk about it, she's who I heard about Fortuna Sworn from. When I hear her talk about Savage Lands, it sounds like it's kind of like it's not like super amazingly well written or anything like that, but that it's just like popcorn read, but is darker and grungier. So, but I don't know anything really about it. All the Rex. We went all the Rex.
Yeah. One Dark Window has been one of my favorite books that I've read so far this year, and the second book comes out late October. So
You know, I've been wanting to read that since like we first started talking. I have it, and this is why I'm trying to read my shelves. Am I succeeding so far? No. We'll get there. I know. I want to read it so bad. Maybe we need to make it a buddy read. I don't know. Do you think the Book of Azrael is considered one? I haven't read it yet. I haven't read it either. Have you guys?
I haven't. I've seen it everywhere and I really want to. I've heard really good things about it as well. I don't know if it would be like a grimdark, but I know it's a dark fantasy romance.
Yeah. I think that one's a chunker. I think that one's a long book.
Oh, is it?
Mm-hmm. Like 700 pages.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah.
See, I don't like it when the first book in a fantasy romance series is over 500 pages.
Yeah. I get intimidated even when I really like the book. Like I'll pick it up and I'm loving it, but as soon as I set it down, like I find myself that I have a harder time picking it back up, seeing that I still have so much left.
Mm-hmm.
Even if I'm enjoying it, it makes no sense, but my brain is just, I don't know.
Yeah, 812 pages. Yeah, it's like I'm okay with fine. Give me an 800-page book 3. If book 3 is really long, and I've gotten into the series, and I already know the world and the characters and things like that, and it's like I just want more of it. Then yes, I want the books to be longer. But like the first book,
it's tough. It's tough to like work up the morale to start it.
Oh, so this yeah, definitely. The second book just came out in May.
Hmm.
I'm wondering how long that series is going to be.
A Slytherin romance?
romance.
Say less.
Right?
I need to read that.
I wouldn't say popcorn read. Okay. Well, I mean like popcorn in that like it's supposed to be like very like as in like like the books that they don't have the best writing, but you just like eat them like popcorn because they're kind of addictive.
Mm.
I mean more like that. But let me know if I'm completely wrong. That's just how I thought that Becca had described it. But yeah, very gritty from what I've heard. Loved Daughter of the Pirate Queen. I'm assuming this is for Savage Lands. What did you rate it? Yeah, Jess and I have very similar taste. And it's why I'm like, I need to pick up the Jay Bree series. That's like the Why Choose series, because I feel like I don't know if I can continue Zodiac Academy right now, but I want those vibes.
Oh, you mean Jay Bree, Bonds That Tie?
Yeah.
Like Broken Bonds.
Yeah, you read the first two, right?
I read the first 3. Those books are not good. I don't know why I kept continuing on with them.
Popcorn.
Yeah, I guess they are addictive, but in a way that you're just like, this is so bad, but I can't stop reading it.
Okay.
I gave them each 3 stars. They weren't like awful to read. I do like the love interests, like the whole, I mean, she's bonded with 5 males, so you're like, okay, you're just living your best life. But she tries to like keep them at arm's length, and I'm like, honey, that's not what we're here for. Okay.
Oh, so true.
Yeah, I feel like I love her fantasy romance recommendations. I love Jess. You guys know this. Getting to go shopping with her was so much fun. Like, I wish we lived closer. Savage Lands is the best one. Kind of goes downhill after. Oh, darn. 5 stars. Let us know when you read the second one if you think it goes downhill. Because I'm interested. I've been interested in that one for a little bit. Okay. Tori, I know that you have dinner plans, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm going to hop off.
Okay.
Are you guys doing another sprint?
I was going to see and ask Maggie what she wants to do.
I actually think I'm going to jump off too because
Okay.
I need to do stuff for the readathon.
Sounds
but
good.
yeah.
Well, the conversations will continue in the Discord, so everyone let us know your thoughts and feelings while you continue on with To Bleed a Crystal Bloom. And I can't wait to see everyone's thoughts. I'm actually like really intrigued, and I feel like this might help. This might help kind of like pull me out at least a little bit of the slumpy waters, because I'm really liking this. So
I agree. I feel like it's distracting me from the stuff that I'm gonna need to do because I want to find out more. There's a lot of stuff in here where it's like those questions that you want to answer as a reader.
yeah.
Yeah.
Which guy are you guys rooting for at the moment?
Which guy?
Yeah, like I'm kind of in Baze more than Royden right now.
I don't think that Baze is going to be an option for her.
I don't know. I always assumed that it was going to be Royden, but part of me is kind of like, I like Baze. Maybe
I do like him.
that happens
I like
with
him too.
Like, because if this series is like, was it 4 books?
Yeah.
There's got to be some other temptations, right? Maybe.
I don't know for sure. I was assuming that Royden would be the
Oh yeah, that's who I assumed too.
Oh, I'm glad you had fun.
But what if there's like some trickery in there, like with the whole prophecy that happened, and he said like he is gonna have to kill her and stuff. So, he's addicted to her right now, but then maybe something happens later on, and they get close and they fall in love, and then he has to devastate her, and then she finds another man. I don't know.
Meg's over here just writing the book.
Yeah, she's like, this is what's gonna happen.
I do this all the time. That's what's bad, is like I get excited because then I start thinking of storylines and I'm like, it's totally gonna be this. And then when it's not, I'm like, shit. But we'll see. I'm excited to continue on though. I'll definitely be in the Discord.
Yes.
Yeah,
Me too.
I think my plan is to get past chapter 10. Since Maggie, you said it's like chapter 10 is when things really start to pick up. I'm gonna that's gonna be my goal for tonight.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I want to do that, but I don't think I can.
Well, keep in mind it's also 6 o'clock for me. It's like 9
Oh,
o'clock
that's
for
true.
you
We're
guys.
East Coast.
That's true. That's totally true. But like, without spoilers, let us know. Like, yeah, after chapter 10, like it's starting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can do.
Okay, bye everyone. Thank you so much for joining us, and we will chat with you more in the Discord and next month too for the next book, and also all the time. Oh, I have sprints tomorrow at 11 a.m. So
All the plugs.
in a couple hours. Yeah, I've got Romance Readathon sprints at 11 a.m. So Eastern time. Okay, bye.
Toodles,
everyone.
guys.